Okay, so I've got a trio of Gratkit's new PETG gradient filament here, and some amazing colour ranges. So we've got blue purple, we've got dark purple to white, and then we've got what they call lake blue, which is a very pale blue into a white. Now, I don't normally do decorative things and stuff like that with PETG. I keep it for practical stuff. So with each one I've run through some prints that I was working on. I've got an Elegoo Centauri carbon that I've been upgrading and a couple of Flashforge AD5Xs. So what I've done is pick the colour for each one. And this is the purge shoot for the Elegoo. And can we get that on the camera? There's a nice gradient comes up where it comes from purple into blue. And then obviously a flat plate like this, the odds of getting a colour change on that are very low. But it's come out really nice, and I love this transition from one colour to another. So this batch is, bear with me, this is the blue to purple. Oops, forgot I hadn't glued these together. So this is some of my fidget bolts. I tried to print these so that it would show off the gradient, but of course it didn't want to behave. So I ran 3 of them and then sort of mixed and matched the caps and the nuts. But this isn't something I generally print in PETG. Normally I use PLA for these, and it has come up super clean. Excuse me. Then I use the Big Tree Tech, what's it called, TFT35 SPI screens. And they're a lovely tiny little screen that just works off of a ribbon cable. And then this is an enclosure for them. And then the ribbon cable comes out of here. And these are the mounting points. And that's all come out lovely, but I was really hoping to hit a transition on it, and unfortunately it didn't. Any blemishes you see isn't the quality of the filament. I've been tuning in several printers, and it's just part of that process. And these have got heat set insert, threaded brass inserts in them. I will remember the proper term for it after I've finished. And they just went in like a hot knife into butter. And then these are the riser feet that I've made up for the ECC. I like to lift my printers up a little bit, just lets a bit more air circulate under them, and also means you can stow like spare build plates and things under them. Oops. Oh, I thought that was going down the back of the desk then, never to be seen again. And with these I put all 4 on the plate at once, so it caught that transition as it came up the gradient. There we go. So that lot is the blue purple. Heads. Okay, that's gone under the bench. We'll find that later. And then these are the lake blue to white. So this is just like a spool liner. The AD5X from Flashforge. It has the spool mounts that are sprung loaded so that they hold the spool, and then when it retracts they rewind so you don't get slack spools. but on wider spools, of course, they don't sit on there, so they fall off. So this is just a little sleeve I designed, and it slides onto the spool holder like so. Your spool with your broader centre sits on there. It still doesn't rewind, but it stops them falling off, which was my main concern. I was really hoping that would hit a transition, but it's just not quite hit it. And then this is a purge chute for the 85X. Where I've raised mine up slightly, I've gone for a long drop, fairly straight purge chute, and then I have a tray obviously that slips in from the side and catches all the purge. Not quite caught the transition. It's really tricky when you're working with gradient or rainbow filament, because you can't really guarantee where it's going to hit the changes. But regardless, the colours in these are lovely. So that's the Big Tree Tech TFT 35 SPI screen housing again. Excuse me. And the mounting arms for it. I've got these on a couple of my Voron V0s. So it just mounts off the front of the skirt like so, and then the display is there at an angle. A couple of my fidget spinners. Again, I wouldn't normally print these in PETG, but it's come out lovely. And then these are riser feet I designed for the 85Xs. This part uses the original screw into each corner, and then this part is effectively the foot. Originally I had mine with a lot longer foot, but I've moved them to racking now so to reduce it down in height. So that's what I've done here. Then you have a set of 4 of those, one in each corner. And this is for the IFS on the 85X. What it does, it raises it up slightly and moves it out, because the stock setup for it, it's low, so if you've got a slightly over tall spool it can hit the IFS unit. And also the IFS unit is quite close to the side of the printer, so it tends to pull to one side on the spools, and if you get a spool rewind quickly, I've had a couple where the rewinding filaments actually missed the edge of the spool and gone onto the holder. So this does both things, it raises it up and it moves it over. I've completely missed the colour transitions on these. With this one it's really subtle, going from pale blue to white, but it is a gorgeous colour whichever one it does, and they've all come out nice and clean. Okay, so let's tuck those away. And then this one I managed to hit the transition much better. This is another one of those spool adapters, and you can see there it runs from the dark purple straight up into the white really well. And the same with the purge chute. You got that lovely transition where it was on the light white and it's come into the dark purple. So this stuff prints really nicely, and if you had like a large print that you wanted to do in PETG, you could really make the most of that colour transition. And these are the taller feet I was talking about for the 85X. And because I have 4 of these on the plate at once, it's hit a it's come in from the white there into the dark purple, and then it's gone into the white again, which really looks cool. And then this is the feet. Well, this is the part that fixes for the frame of the printer that the feet screw into. Yeah, that is definitely my favourite with this print, with this filament. Apologies, can't speak tonight. But yeah, it's really showing it off. It's looking a little bit blue on my screen, but it's actually a gorgeous dark purple colour. And you can see there just the gradient. Now if you could plan it to do that, that would be absolutely amazing as an effect. And yeah, that's about it. A couple of other random bits, but you get the idea. It's a gradient filament, it's PETG, and it's lovely stuff. So rather than witter on for another hour about it, here we go. So this is the Gratkit PETG gradient filament, and the three I've got here is dark purple and white, that's this one, the lake blue and white, and that's this one, and the blue purple, and that's this one. So definitely worth checking out. Thanks for watching.